All right, all you snowboarders of the internet, we're here, we're live, we're taking your questions. So if you got questions, get them in the chat box wherever it appears on your device, whether it's on the right side, underneath the bottom, or what have you. Super chats do get a spin of the wheel. We're not doing any crazy prizes this week, but we do have something coming up for you later this month as well. And let's see what else we got going on for you. Oh, just an update on the review situation. If you're a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, you are still getting early access to the reviews, one per day till the 25th of this month. Otherwise, for the rest of you guys, the videos will start dropping September 15th. So far, I've done the Amplid, Capita, Jones, Karua, Camber. Those are all done. I feel like there's something else in there I missed, but I'm starting the K2 stuff and then Solomon next, and then we'll just work our way down the line. And there should be about 70-something board reviews and another 12 to 18 binding reviews that'll start dropping on there, and that should finish right around Black Friday if we do one a day. So we do have that coming up for you. Yeah. That's kind of where we're at with a bunch of the stuff that we've got going on right now. It did snow up high here, so we're getting ready for the season to be upon us. So hopefully you guys are getting stoked for that. Also, tomorrow, Friday the 6th, the Karua Cafe Racer review will drop on the channel. So that should get everyone stoked on that. We got our first super chat from our boy Billy Ray Valentine. Rest in peace, L Stacker's Adventure. Rest in peace, R.I.P. David, don't touch yourself. Actions, transfers, snowboard, core pro, camp sucks. Click the link, pay the rent, bent metal, stump age. That is the most rambling super chat I've ever had to read, but I will give you a spin of the wheel. Fuck. You got a jumbo sticker pack there, sir. Sir. So there we go. All right. Also, there are 2 new games we're working on, or whatever, ways to win prizes for the channel. I'm waiting on parts actually right now to get the one going, and this will be a very unique thing. So yeah. Okay, what do we got here? I know I saw a question from Andrew Hernandez. Boot fitting 202. Papa got to squeeze his size 15 foot into something smaller this coming season. I've started getting everything together. I'm starting to refilm the Boot Fitting 101 series because I never was happy with how those were, so we can redo those, update those, and there will be new things added to that. I did pick up some more tools and different things for that, so it's slowly getting filmed. Right now, priority is getting the reviews edited, so anything that I film now probably will not get edited till, my guess would be October. But if I can film like 2 or 3 videos a week for it and just park them, that will be good. There will be a 202 series coming eventually, maybe with this one that I'm filming. I'm not really sure. We'll see. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. All right. And we got a PSA from Car Wreck. Don't start campfires in this hot weather, okay? Fire cures all, but not in a way you'll all think. Yeah, no, forest fires are bad. Could we please just stop burning down the West? Eventually, we're going to lose our ski resorts, and then, it's just going to be wide open, and there's not going to be any tree runs, and then it's just going to be sad and depressing. So, yeah. Okay. We got Adam Thompson. First class or economy to J-Hole? Well, I mean, if you're going to Jackson's Hole, you got to go first class all the way. I mean, a classy person will go first class to Jackson's Hole. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. We got Igor K. Let's start off this properly. Black Snowboard to Death 2021 versus new Mega Merc. Go, go, go. Okay, so basically, for anyone that doesn't know, they revamped the Black Snowboard to Death for 2022. They made it stiffer, beefier. It is more aggressive. They added a new board called the Mega Merc or the Mega Mercury. And what it is it's essentially last year's 2021 Black Snowboard of Death, but it gets the DOA construction to it with the top sheet, different core to it. But it basically, in my opinion, rides very similar to the 2021 Black Snowboard of Death, just a little bit more twinned up, so it's able to actually be that all-mountain freestyle board. Top pick, obviously, if you saw yesterday's top 5 boards that are going to be hyped for this season, is the Mega Merc. So if you see one, swoop it. Yes, it does have a higher price tag. In my opinion, it is totally worth it. It blows the old Mercury out of the water. It is that spiritual successor, if you will, to the 2021 Black Snowboard of Death. All right, Igor, let's give you a spin of the wheel. All right. Got yourself a small sticker pack. All right, so if you win a sticker pack, you got to make sure that you email me. You can email me angrysnowboarder@gmail.com. I will be getting those in the mail. So let's see that. All right, so we got Tibby TT. Are pro models the actual specs of the pro riders, or are they riding bespoke modified specs of the particular line? It depends on who it is and who makes it. Sometimes it's you can pull it right out of the wrapper. That's what they ride. And sometimes it's just a graphic and it's actually a stiffer, beefier version that they won't break. I had a friend that actually was about to get a pro model, and they were just going to give him the actual model because he liked it that much. And his only thing was put an impact plate right under the inserts for when he would land and torsionally twist. He would sometimes crack the top sheet. He said if you put an impact plate in mine specifically, that would be great. And but he ended up retiring, so he didn't get that pro model. But that was about the only difference in there. Realistically, everyone's like, oh, so-and-so rides it. Yeah, well, so-and-so can also be like, hey, it's not stiff enough. Can you build me something fucking way beefier? So, yeah, there's that. All right. Stephen Tita just got a Capita Mercury. Would you recommend pairing the Burton cartels or one of the union bindings to pair with it? I mean, personally, I would probably put the cartels on there. That's me. I just like that unibody construction on there, and I think that it would fit up there better. I haven't been a big fan of union bindings. I mean, if you did put one, I'd probably do the Strata. Don't fuck with the Force. It sucks, and the Atlas is too much. Felcore could maybe go on there, I guess, if you really wanted to, but I wouldn't do it. So, all right, we got a super chat from Jimbo5631. Hope you had a chill month off. Got a good deal on a Storm Chaser. Already have a Battalion Camel Toe and a Frontier. Too much overlap? Yeah. Well, it's not overlap. You're just going to realize how specialized that Storm Chaser is. I mean, that's a board you're probably only going to break out like 5-10 days a year, if that. And it's just, it won't be worth it. You'll have overlap with that Camel Toe. Save your money, in all honesty. Let's see. Okay. All right, so we got Car Wreck asking, what time of the year do we start seeing new snowboard stuff for the season? Been checking Suzupopo nearly daily and is affecting my ability to function normally. Well, you can actually pre-order stuff on Evo right now if you want to. So they are taking pre-orders. I know a bunch of stuff has started to ship, and some of the shops. I'd say right now we're about 3 to 5 weeks away, depending what manufacturer, to start seeing the early stuff ship. And then after that, you might see it like middle of September to middle of October, unless shit's still backed up at the ports, because there is some issues with backup at like the Huntington Beach port and stuff like that. So you got to be aware of that going on. So yeah, but we should start seeing it, probably, my guess, anywhere from 3 to 10 weeks. So okay. Okay, we got Kareem 2K. What's the most exciting in the Rome lineup for 2022? I'm really digging the new Freaker, which is Renee Renikongas' pro model usually, per se. on it. It's basically a beefier Warden, if you will, and it, in my opinion, it also kind of replaces the Alec Ostrang that they had in there. That's a super fun board that's criminally underrated. I think that's solid. Otherwise, they kind of kept things relatively safe. They didn't do a drastic overhaul with everything. They did change the foam around on the base pads of the bindings. Everyone keeps asking me, oh, how's it going to change the ride? It's not going to change the fucking ride. It's just more molded to the base than anything. It's not realistically going to change too much in there. So the Freaker's kind of the big standout for me right now as a new board. Otherwise, it's pretty much a status quo over there. Let's give you a spin of the wheel, sir. We got Plug, the official sponsor, which we don't have, and I owe Jimbo a spin, so we're going to give Jimbo a spin. All right. Well, Jimbo, you won yourself a small sticker pack. So all you got to do is email me, angrysnowboarder@gmail.com, and I will get that in the mail to you. I just got a whole new slew of stickers in, and I just made a bunch of new die cuts. So, yeah. Okay. What else we got going on here? Turk Loco, extra large war pig, 14 boots, blew apart old mission bindings. What bindings do you recommend? Well, the missions are kind of a low end binding. Honestly, for your size, and you're on that war pig XL, I would put you on the Ride C8, their workhorse binding. That should match up absolutely perfect on that board. If you don't want to go that route, other bindings that I would look at would be like the Rome Vice or the DOD. With a size 14 boot and you're on the extra large war pig, you're probably a big boy. I would say you want to go probably with the DOD. It's just a little more sturdy in there. Burton Cartel would be another one. If you did Union, I would put the Strata. And if you're looking at K2, I would go with the Lean AT. All right, Turk, let's give you a spin. All right, remember to smash the like button, everybody. Smash the like button. All right, let's see what we got here. I feel like I'm missing some questions here. No, maybe not. Okay. All right, and we got Edward Pruhula. Shout out to the best snowboarding channel. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if I'm the best. Maybe the best at the worst. Fuck, I don't know. I'm just here for you guys. But, oh, sweet. You won yourself a small sticker pack. But what I do know is I picked up some more prizes for you guys this past weekend, or last week. So I picked up 5 more pairs of goggles, or sets of goggles from the Electric Volcom rep. So, because I don't want you guys buying shitty-ass Amazon goggles. So, yeah. Just got a set of those. I even picked up some women's ones in there. So, yeah, we got some prizes coming up for you. Like, what else do I have here? These, which ones are these? Oh, yeah. Got some low-light ones, too. Yeah, so we're going to be doing some goggle giveaways. I got some outerwear for you. We still have a set of Union Forces we need to get away. And I got to talk with Danny over at Shred Foundation because I want to do some kind of giveaway with them involved and whatnot. But yeah, we're going to be giving away a lot of stuff come this fall. Right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 snowboards because I'm going to give away my Karua Cafe Racer, I think. So we'll go 6.5 right now. Do that. But yeah, I got a set of Rome Vices to give away. Set of Air Blaster outerwear. Yeah. So what other snowboard channels giving away as much shit as we are? We give away so much stuff for you snowboarders of the internet. So remember that. Oh, other cool thing. Have commissioned an artist for some new merchandise stuff. This will be very limited drop, and there'll be a very short window with that. Once we get everything going, we're working on the graphics right now. So expect to see the store, angrysnowboarderstore.com, getting an overhaul. There will be new merchandise being added to that. Some of it will be pretty permanent stuff, and then there will be very limited release stuff that I will be tossing up as well. And so that limited release stuff, I will make an announcement about it, but when it's gone, it's gone. We're not bringing it back. I want to sell it through, make some money, and move forward from there to hopefully extend on what we're doing. This goes well with this limited release line. We will be adding stuff about every couple months to it to continue to grow it for all you guys. So, yeah. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, we got Tricky. Hey, do you think the Capita Children of the Nar is a good board for a kid who likes park but all mountain too? I would like some thought about this board. You're the best. Yeah, the good thing about like a kid is you can slap them on a twin and just send them out to ride if they're young enough, little enough. It doesn't matter. They're just going to ride. They just need one snowboard. They're going to ride everything. They'll make it work because they're very versatile, and it helps them build those fundamental skills. So the more that they ride just one board and build those fundamental skills, when they get older, they can get other boards. So the Children of the Nar, totally solid. Swoop it for your kid. Let them go out and just rip that thing. It's a great park board for kids. It really is. So let's see what else we got here. Okay, Brando, when my war pig dies, I want to move to something with more tail. What question should I ask myself to decide between Assassin and Assassin Pro? Basically, ask yourself how much money do you make a year, and if you need the highest end of a model. And if you say yes, then buy the Pro. If not, just buy the regular. The difference in how they ride is so minuscule, most people will not actually notice that. You have to actively ride them back to back to understand the subtle nuances between the regular and the Pro. And half the time when I ride it, I'm like, what the fuck is the difference with this? It rides exactly the same. If anything, the Pro has a little bit more snap and a little more dampening to it. That's about it. And most people, I'm talking this is such a minuscule difference between the two. Most people will not actually notice that. Okay, Cavius Billy, my feet are getting wider and I don't want to switch boots. Can you recommend something similar to the Patmore Vans, bow and laces in a wider? No, the best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. The reason your foot is actually getting wider is you have shit arch support. So what's going on is your shit-ass arch support is collapsing because there's no fucking arch support in there. So your foot is getting wider because your foot is just going in every direction. Get some fucking arch support in there. If you're cradling that arch, it's not going to go out and splay in every direction, and it's going to just stay better in there. That's really what's going on in there. But remember, the best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. All right, let's give you a spin of the wheel there. Well, Cockmeat Espresso wins a small. All right, let's see. What else we got here? If you guys are just tuning in, I know we got more people in here. Get your questions in the chat box. I'm going to try to answer them. Typically, I'm here for an hour, maybe two, depends on the questions. If you super chat, you get a spin of the wheel. You can win prizes or be entered into a future prize draw. That's kind of what we got going on here. Next question comes from Matt Tizzolo. What would fit well between my dropout and sushi? Love the sushi to death and would daily if the season would allow. I want to haul ass, lay trenches, and party board in between. 5'11", 135 pounds, size 9. Realistically, grab yourself a sashimi from Rosinal. If you really like that sushi, it's going to give you a little bit more tail. You can still party board with it, and you can rip a deep, aggressive carve. It's that good in between. Personally, I think, though, between a dropout and a sushi, you're covered on both grounds. You don't really need anything more. I would just ride those two and be happy with it and understand that you're going to have shortcomings with either of them, but you can compensate if you're a good active rider on how to just get what you want out of both of those boards. That's just my 2 cents on it, though. Okay, where were we? Oh, okay. Here's a good one from Brando. I've noticed some directional twins have the stance centered in the side cut with just a longer nose, while others have actually setback stances. Do you have a preference between the two styles? Honestly, I don't even give a fuck anymore. I just don't give a shit. I mean, is this much setback on a directional twin really gonna fucking affect me that much? Okay, I might have a little more leverage in surface area to play with a nose press. Most people aren't going to notice it. I really don't give a shit. I mean, yeah, it's nice to have a little bit more nose when you're all mountain freestyling, in my opinion, because if you get like a little bit of powder, it can be a little more surfy or a little more on your tail. But realistically, just go faster. You'll be fine. It's one of those things that it never bothers me. I'm just like, I love it when people are like, I can't ride switch unless I'm on a twin. And I'm just like, no, you can't ride switch because you can't ride switch. That's the thing. Like good old Jimmy motherfucking fuckhouse over there tried to say that, like, that you can't ride switch on a directional board. Okay. Can't ride switch on a directional board. Tell us Mike Ranquit. This is probably going to be my freestyle board. Definitely a lot more nose than tail on this thing. Still carved switch. But then again, he can't carve switch. So, you know, it comes down to, are you really willing to learn to actively ride switch? Like the real benefit for a directional twin with that little more nose than tail is it puts you a little bit more back on the tail. So you get a little more power out of a turn. That's it. That's realistically it. If your stance is set back on the directional twin, you get a little more power out of your turn off the tail. That's it. Otherwise, most people aren't even going to notice it because they don't ride at an ability level where they actually will notice it. Or if they do notice it, they can compensate for it because they're good enough riders. So hopefully that answers your questions. All right. Yeah. Theoflo, what, if any, Olympic sport are you watching? It's an Olympic year? But it's the summer. That's weird. It's the summer. You're talking to a guy that hasn't had cable in like 7 years. I don't give a fuck about any of it. Never have, never will. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Shredhead Snowboard. Avran, I may be in Breckenridge this Saturday. Maybe we could shake hands and small talk if you're able. Yeah, shoot me an email. You got my email, Jim. Shoot me an email and let's try to set something up. I should be around Saturday. I might be doing something Saturday morning. I might be detailing my car, which is like a 3-hour process because I haven't done it since before I left on vacation, and it really needs it. And by it really needs it, it means I really need it because it's pissing me off. So, yeah, but shoot me an email. If we can make something work, I'm down to definitely meet up with you. Okay. El Cisneros base riffs. When setting up stance with and going wider than reference, should I keep the front foot centered or push both out equally? Always move it in equal increments on each side. That way you're not ending up with, because I've seen people do this where they're like, oh, I just keep moving the front one, and they end up either with more nose than tail or more tail than nose. Just do it incrementally. You want it to kind of match up unless you're really trying to slam it back and then go wider so that way you're really on the tail. But you want to do equal movements on each side. All right. Let's see, where was I? I feel like I'm missing something here. Okay. If we hit 100 people, I will play a Slim Whitman voicemail because Slim was on the road while I was on vacation looking for me. Let's see what we got here. Tyler Kim, thoughts on using size a medium Malavitas for size 11 boots? It depends on the boot. Like Burton sizing runs a little weird. Like I've seen people fit an 11 into a Malavita. Like if you're riding a Burton 11, but it's got the shrink tech, it will fit in there. It's not going to fit in there great. I mean, I don't recommend it, but you can get away with it. Or if you have one of those other boots with a smaller footprint, you can do it. So what the big thing you want to do is take your binding, put your boot in it, and look at how it sits in the heel cup. If it's like pushed in there, it's cramped, your toe is sticking out way far off the toe ramp and everything, probably not sitting in there ideal. You're actually just too big for that binding. But if it's you're looking in there and you're like, we got equal amounts toe and heel, you're probably fine. It's like so hit or miss these days with that, with the way boots are going. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. We got a super chat from our boy Billy Ray Valentine. My son Max is 5'1", 101 pounds, and I've been feeding him nothing but raw steak. It's really affecting his vegan diet. Which size Children of the Graves should I get, or Children of the Nar should I get him? 137, 141, 145, 149. He really wants the 149. At 101 pounds, and he's 12 years old, and he's eating nothing but vegan steak, put him on the 49. It'll be fine. He's going to struggle with it at the start of the season, but if he bulks up a little bit, which knowing how big of a man you are, he probably will be fine with it in the long run. So you're like kind of future-proofing yourself. It might hinder him for a little bit, but he'll be better in the long run. Yeah, we don't have an official sponsor, so shout out to my mom. She just had a birthday. She's 147 years old. Okay. S2000 guy. Thoughts on the Wave Cell helmets? Always looking for better protection. Also, typically, what's the earliest date Copper has solid coverage? Pumped for live streams. Okay, so Wave Cell, it's still new to me. Like, I haven't done enough research on it. I understand kind of what it is. It makes sense. I think we're moving in the right direction. It's not a bad thing for it. Just with the way that how that it works in there with it for like an impact resistance. Like I said, I really don't know a lot about it. I need to do more research on it. So that typically Copper, the best thing that I can say about Copper for when it'll have good coverage is keep an eye on the October storms. And if a Basin is starting to have good coverage in October, because they'll open in October, Copper will probably have decent coverage starting November, because they actually start making snow the same time that a Basin does, but they don't open to the public. They have private race training. Yeah, race training for the U.S. team and shit like that. And so they're actually making snow. So there's years that, like, I've been at Copper when it opens, and I'm like, fuck, like a third of the front of the mountain is open, and I'm not hitting rocks. It's great, you know? But there's also been years like last year where I was like, well, this is kind of miserable. So you got to kind of balance them out there. All right, give you a spin of the wheel. All right, small sticker pack for you, sir. You know the drill. Email me, angrysnowboarder@gmail.com, and I will get that in the mail probably this weekend. All right. Okay. Let's see. Where were we? Colin Jones. Hey, what are your thoughts on the Capita Outer Space Living versus the Dinosaurs Will Die Wizard Stick? Low level intermediate, 180, 85 pounds for all mountain freestyle. Here's the thing with going with the Wizard Stick. You got to deal with the shape on that thing. If you're really into buttering and whatnot, that tip can hit and pull you weird. So you don't have like that traditional lollipop shape or a popsicle stick shape to a snowboard. So it changes the whole dynamic of everything in there. I would say you're better off going with the Outer Space Living in that regard. Plus, the Outer Space Living is super sick, and I really do like that board. It's an underrated board that I keep forgetting to recommend a bunch. The Wizard Stick is super sick, but I think the Outer Space Living beats it out for kind of where you're at on your riding ability and what you're looking to do. So, okay. Since someone just asked if Slim still calls, I'm going to play you a Slim Whitman voicemail. So, for anyone that doesn't know, we have this really wacko they-them person named Slim Whitman who adopted a child named Harold Thierry, and he was on a cross-country tour looking for me while I was on vacation. So, I got voicemails the whole time. So, we have 2 more voicemails from him before he just discontinued calling. So I'm going to play one for you guys now. Well, this is a long one. Oh, hang on. Why is that not? Why is this? Hang on. This is not letting me. 1 second. It's not letting me. It's not playing in voice. Speakerphone. Let's see.
Yes, hi. Hi, this message is for Avran LeFeber. I finally learned your name. It is Avran LeFeber. Like it's cold, but it's not cold here in Florida. And I have to tell you, I feel like my medication is still working. I'm so excited. I feel so good. And I just wanted to share that with you. And also tell you, there is no snowboarding I was not aware in Florida, and it's a little concerning because I am the #1 fan about the angry snowboarder, and so I can't actually be a person who snowboards and live in Florida. Well, I mean, I guess I could visit you. Yeah, I could visit you, Avran LeFeber in Summit County once per season. I could do that and still consider myself a person who snowboards. A person who snowboards. I love to say that. It's so fun. You fucking big nose. Where are you? I've been looking all over the country, but you have to leave Florida now. The man who's trying to hurt me. I have to go.
Slim Whitman looking for me in Florida. Scary times. Scary times. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we got Zach Trozen. I've been riding a Jones Mind Expander all season, was looking at picking up something new. Can't make my mind up between a Mind Expander Twin or a Karua Transition Finder. If you're coming off the original Mind Expander, go to the Transition Finder. Trust me on that. Going to that Mind Expander Twin, it's not exactly going to ride like your Mind Expander, but if you go to the Transition Finder, you're going to get a stiffer ride, more aggressive on edge, and it's still going to be able to do freestyle stuff with it, even with that shape in there. Versus with the Mind Expander Twin, you're basically just twinning up that Mind Expander and making it super buttery. It doesn't give you the edge hold that you would actually want to carve with. So unless you're just going to ride nothing but powder, that's kind of where I would leave it with that one. Dwayne Slack, Holiday Valley or Kissing Bridge for people in Toronto. You know, when I was growing up, we called it slumming when we went to Kissing Bridge. And you want to know why we called it slumming? Because that place is a fucking slum. It's lower elevation. It rains more there. Unless that cold and snow belt comes through off the Great Lake and it hits right, the lake effect typically skips that place and it rains more than it snows. Holiday Valley's got better snowmaking, better lifts, better parking, better food, better terrain. it's worth the extra 25, 30-minute drive to just go to Holiday Valley. So there you go. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Glen NT, 156 Jones Stratus or 154 Karua transition finder for all mountain carving side hits. I'm 5'7", 175 pounds with size 9 U.S. boots. Honestly, couldn't go wrong with either of those. The transition finder is a little more aggressive on edge than the Stratus. The Stratus, I find, while it's great at carving, you can be a little more laid back. You can be a little more playful with it. Realistically, you couldn't go wrong with either of them. They're both great boards. Okay, let's see. We got Rick Kinzer. What are your thoughts on the Season Aero snowboard? I don't have thoughts on it because I really just don't even give a shit about that brand. It's Evo's store brand. It's what it is. I'm never going to probably ride them because Evo just decided that they'd rather send everything to James Bestiality over at the Good Ride. They'd rather work with him. They kind of dicked me around. I just don't give a fuck, which is kind of funny because I'm one of their top 5 affiliates in the world, and they'd rather go to the guy that will fucking get on his knees and circle jerk them and doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground than the guy that would be like, hey, you should probably send this to me because people will buy it if I endorse it, or people will buy it even if I don't endorse it, because that's how it is. So I don't even look at their shit. They're another fucking brand. I don't give a fuck. That's where I'm at. Like, there's so much shit on the market. Why would I look at their stuff? So probably not the answer you wanted, but it's the answer you got. So let's give you a spin, Rick. All right. Well, if you want it, you won yourself a small or a medium sticker pack. Just email me, angrysnowboarder@gmail.com, and I'll get that in the mail to you. Let's see what else we got here. Fruit Poop Loops. Hello, Daddy of the Internet. My season pass arrived in the mail yesterday. Can't wait to go out and shred. Why do people call me Daddy? I don't like that. Pray to the altar of snowboarding for my mental sanity. Please do that. Okay. Daniel Egland. Any info on the Mega Merc would be awesome. It's on sale at my local in Australia, and I'm curiously about to pull the trigger on it. Currently on the Warpig, but ready for a change. If you're on the Warpig and you want to change, that's a great board to change to. So essentially what you got to understand is it's an amalgamation of 3 boards. It is the 2021 Capita Black Snowboard of Death, the Super DOA, and the Mercury all merged into one. So what you're getting is the versatility of the Mercury with it and how it is that quintessential all-mountain freestyle board. You're getting the construction of the Super DOA poured into it. So you're going to get snap, pop, drive all out of that board with a lighter weight core, everything in there. And then it essentially rails a turn on edge like the 2021 Capita Black Snowboard of Death with that power. It's an approachable board for carving with. It is, in my opinion, a quintessential all-mountain freestyle board. I will have a review of that dropping September 15th because I live in the Northern Hemisphere, and I know that people, if I drop anything now, it's not really doing anything for sales. If I wait till the 15th, the companies are happier, everyone's happier, and it does it. But that is literally going to be the very first board review that drops for 2022 from me. So, yes. Okay. Michael Kulig, Avran, Arbor's Grip Tech or Jones Traction Tech for crusty hard pack corduroy? The Traction Tech is a little more grippy in the grand scheme of things on edge versus Grip Tech. So what you got to understand is Grip Tech just gives you added contact right underfoot. It really works well with the reverse camber boards. But when you add that to their camber boards and then it's got that uprise fender, you're losing that edge bite out at the contact points because the uprise fender, which still brings it back underfoot. But what that means is you're not able to steer outside your foot. You're still steering underfoot, so you're losing that effective edge. Whereas with that Traction Tech, especially if you go with the 1.0, 2.0, or 3.0, think there's a 3.0. Whatever it is, I've got some explained videos coming out on this stuff, or I have done them already. You're essentially, it's a more mellow magma traction with less serrations, and it grips. You still get that bite out at the contact points, but you're getting like a saw effect through the main portion of the edge so that it does grip there. In my opinion, it grips better, it holds better, it's just designed a little bit better. So yeah. Okay. Okay, let's see. All right, from our adopted love child water bottle. Mr. Angry Snowboarder, I once again come seeking your wisdom and was wondering if a 155 wide ride algorithm at 150 pounds in size 10.5 to do it all in the mountain, or would you recommend something else? I think since you ride in Tahoe and you deal with heavier, wetter snow, that is ideal for you at your weight. It may be a little bit big for freestyle, but for all mountain versatility, that will be very, very solid for you. If you are looking for something else to complement that in your search for boards, I would also suggest maybe an E-Jack knife from LibTech for you. There you go, buddy. All right, let's see. Ooh, this is a good one. From Jay Garisick, 07. Mega Merc versus Ultra Mountain Twin. Better all mountain freestyle board. Oh. So I rode the Ultra Mountain Twin, and it's been a while since I've been on one. So they actually softened up the tips for, I actually just edited this review like 2 days ago. They softened the tips up, and it makes it more playful. It makes it a little more freestyle, in my opinion, and less all mountain freestyle. And so when you compare it to the Mega Merc, it's a little more of a damp ride in that Ultra Mountain Twin. So you're going to absorb that chatter in there. If you got bad knees, this is great for it. It's got a different camber profile. It flexes different. But the Mega Merc, it just hits different. It pops different. It engages on edge different. I mean, if I had to choose for me personally, I'm going Mega Merc all day, every day on that. That new Ultra Mountain Twin, though, in my opinion, it's more approachable for the everyman, and it rides probably the best out of, I think, the 5 different versions that I've ridden over the years of it being out. So, yeah, hopefully that answers that question. Okay, Atticus Allen. Hey, thanks for these live streams. How do you compare the K2 Party Platter to the Solomon Dance Hall? Party Platter is more twin. It's wider, so it's a little more stable. You got more surface area on there. It doesn't have taper in it like the Dance Hall. The side cuts are completely different. You got a radial side cut on the Dance Hall, which if you're old school, you love radial side cuts, you're going to know how it rides, versus the multi-radius side cut that they actually have on the Party Platter. In terms of flex, I do think the Party Platter is a little bit stiffer than the Dance Hall. Personally, the big difference is you can downsize more on the Party Platter versus the Dance Hall. Like I would ride a 52 in the Dance Hall, and with the Party Platter, I would ride probably the 47. Just to give you a frame of reference in there at 200 pounds, 200, 210, kind of somewhere in there. That's what I would ride with my personal riding style and preferences in there. I do think that the Party Platter is a little bit more durable, though. Okay. I need to drink some water here. Remember to drink water, people. Stay hydrated. I mean, it's been 44 minutes since I started this, and I haven't had a sip of water yet. So, yeah. Anyways, if you're just tuning in, you got questions, get them in the chat box. I'm going to try to answer them for you. Not sure how much longer we're going to stay on here doing this. Super chats do get a spin of the wheel. So we got that going on for you. And stay tuned for future live stream later this month. We're going to try to do some kind of giveaway for you guys, whether it's a board or something else. Oh, okay. Let's see. Where were we? I feel like I'm missing some questions here. I'm not going to help you. Oh, this is a funny question from Vincent too. The influencers seem to be a thing that's going to stay. Sucks, but if you're in your teens now, how would you do it? Well, since I peaked at the age of 15, I think what you see now is pretty much me at 15. Maybe a little less aggro than I used to be. I used to have some more tribal localism. Not quite as bad with that, but it does come out every now and then. So I don't think anything with me would personally change. I've been calling people out since I was like 10. Actually, 9. I think I was 9 years old. My 4th grade teacher, Eileen Humphrey. Fuck that bitch. I used to call her out because she was inept as a teacher. I actually told her she didn't know what she was teaching. She argued with me. Then I had to show the class that she was wrong in what she was doing. And then she promptly tried to flunk me. So, yeah, this has been my whole life. I'm not changing. I mean, if anything, if I did change anything, I probably would have switched to YouTube maybe 5 years earlier than I did, because I could have made more YouTube money and I'd have a bigger channel now, instead of sitting around watching Kevin over at Snowboard Pro Camp just shaking my head like, why the fuck is this motherfucker giving people advice on how to ride? He doesn't know how to fucking bend his goddamn knees. His arms are waving all over, which is counterintuitive. Like, have you ever seen someone like with their arms back like this while they're trying to spin? It doesn't make sense. And the best quote that I've seen him say is, well, it's more fun for me to ride that way. How the fuck is that more fun? That's like just a bad habit that you never fucking broke when you were a kid. You don't know how to fucking ride. Like, you literally call yourself Snowboard Pro Camp and talk about progression, and you've been doing a warm-up lap for fucking 11 years, dude. No one cares that you travel around and do the same fucking ugly 360 to a knuckle everywhere you go. Like, right now, it's Kevin's fucking miracle cross-continent COVID tour going on out there. Like, that motherfucker, like, I'm just, the shit blows my mind. I'm like, people listen to this shit? He's not good at what he does. He's fucking horrible. And then you got Jimmy motherfucking Fuckhouse over here. Keeps talking about how he's progressing. That motherfucker can't even ride Switch. Has anyone watched the video where he talks about riding Switch when he was in the Midwest? Someone sent it to me and I was like, he can't ride Switch? I was like, I'm sorry, when I was 15, 16 years old, that was just something you learned how to do. Like, you were like, you'd land 180 on a jump and you had to ride Switch out. That was because we had a rule. You had to go 20 feet after you landed before you could revert, which was just enough to switch back around to regular so that you could hit the next jump. Because I don't hit jump switch after I did that on the cool beam, because I think I peaked when you hit a jump switch on a cool beam, because there's no tail and it's sketchy and I almost died. But still, like, this whole fucking influencer thing, it's like these people are just famous for the sake of being famous, but they're just a bunch of vapid fucking diarrhea-mouthed idiots that don't actually give any quality advice. Like, people think they're a fucking expert because they have this following. Well, I'm sorry, just because you have a following doesn't mean you're an expert. Like, Joe Rogan has a following. We all know that he spews a whole bunch of stupid-ass, ignorant shit out of his mouth. Like, I like the Joe Rogan podcast because I like the guests. I like seeing what people on there have to say. Doesn't mean that I agree with everything he fucking says. I'm like, he's not a fucking expert in it. Actually, where's my phone? There's this great quote my mom posted the other day that it pretty much sums up how I fucking feel right now about our society, but it really comes into where snowboarding is right now in a lot of respect with the internet. And so I'm going to read this to you guys. One of the most dangerous ideas that has come about in the last 3 years, I'd say it's about 5, is that all points of view are equally valid and that the average citizen, you, are just as equipped to judge which has merit as anyone else. Hear all sides and judge for yourself. No, I do not condone the death of expertise, and neither should you. I'm an expert in very, very few things, but in those areas, my expertise is hard-earned through study, work, experience, and aptitude. None of it comes from attending Google University, but unless you are an expert in exactly the same areas, your opinion is not just as valid as mine. It's not. And in my opinion, is not as valid as experts in other fields. That is why they are the experts. So if our leading epidemiologists largely agree that A is correct and a couple of discredited doctors make a video that says B is correct, our response should not be, I'll listen to both and decide which makes sense to me. Confirmation bias exists, and only fools think they are free of it. To paraphrase Asimov, Your ignorance is not the same as your experience. Genuinely smart people look for answers from people who are smarter than themselves. Only ignorant people believe their guess is as good as anyone else's. Okay, look, I don't know how to do a lot of shit in this world. Like, fuck, you ask me how to do taxes. I have no fucking clue how I do it. I just do it. And then I give a lot of money to an accountant to do it. That's fine. I pay for expertise, right? That's fine. Car mechanics, it's the same thing. I just dropped $5,000 on my Volvo to get a transmission issue. And my whole reasoning, like when they were like, they actually misquoted me and charged me more. And I just looked at them and I was like, well, I'm going to pay it. And they were like, you're not even going to yell at us? And I was like, no, because here's my thing. I pay for expertise. That's it. I am an expert in snowboarding, in my corner of snowboarding, which is gear and understanding how to make the average consumer, you, have a better time. That is where I'm good at. When I see these dumb motherfuckers that are like so fucking stupid when they say stuff, like James Beastie from The Good Ride. Like, he's gotten better. I'll give him credit because he's faked it till he's kind of made it. But he's never worked in a shop. He's never tuned his gear. He's never run a winter Steiger. He's never done boot fitting work. He's never looked at a customer eye to eye and know that if you do not sell them the right product, they're going to have a miserable time. And if they have a miserable time, they're going to quit snowboarding. I've had that. That's where I'm at. He also, as much as he claims he's ridden thousands of boards, hasn't ridden as many boards or as long as I have or as many days as I have. And that goes without saying to anyone. I mean, at this point, 100-day season isn't even anything to me anymore. I'm just like, I honestly just expect to do 100 days minimum for it. But when you get to that point, like, that expertise is what people are paying for, and that's what people are looking for. When this influencer thing is out there, it's every idiot that has an opinion just screaming into a chamber, and who has the loudest voice sometimes suddenly everyone wants to follow, or whoever they think is the most relatable to. I'm not relatable. I'm a fucking asshole. I don't make any qualms about it. I am a dick. I hate most people. I'm an introvert that is extroverted for some fucking reason. If I had my way, I would snowboard alone every fucking day, and I'd be fine with it, which I've done that. I've literally snowboarded 130 days by myself. I'm fine with that. This is also part of the reason why I never show anyone my riding, because I live in the moment. I'm not like I literally had a guy complain on old podcast segment with Kevin and I about the Clue binding, which is out of France or something. It's the strap in, step out binding. So anyways, whatever. It's stupid. But he was like, his comment was something like, you need to give this another try because you sound like a fucking moron. And I was like, look, dude, I get it. You've ridden like 4 bindings in your life, and this is fucking mind altering. This is the same guy. I checked because he left a comment on YouTube, but I check his YouTube channel, and he's talking about how much he loves snowboarding. Great, good, awesome. You love snowboarding. That's it. He put up a video of him hiking to a mountain to a peak, and I'm looking at it, and the angle looks weird. And so what he did is he angled the camera back. So he actually went, set his GoPro up, then went down, then hiked up so that he could look like he was hiking to a peak. This is the bullshit that pisses me off. And I noticed it a couple years ago. It was like a couple summers ago. It was before the pandemic. Kevin and TJ went down to New Zealand to meet up with David Jones. I think that's his name. That fucking fingerboard child. So they go to meet up with him, and they're like, we're going to go hike this fucking epic hike, blah, 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 at the resort. And I'm looking at it, and they specifically cut the camera to an angle that hid that they literally rode 3 feet from where they hiked. They tried to say that they were dropping over a different side, and what they did is they fucking rode right next to it. Just fucking show that your fucking hike track is right there. Like, don't fucking lie and be like, this is the most fucking epic thing ever. You literally hike 10 feet off of a fucking green run, dude. I don't give a fuck. Like, cool. That's cool. That's your thing. Go fucking do it. Own it. That's fine. Don't make it out like, no, this is the steepest, gnarliest terrain in Colorado, and then you fucking hit a rock and shit. Like, fuck you. Fuck you, dude. It's not, you didn't even ride the steepest section, because I know right where it is. Like, you rode a steep section. It is not the steepest section, because the steepest section is actually further up. And you end up hiking for about an hour to get to it. I know, because I refuse to do it, Because in the time that I could hike for one run, I can clock like 20 laps on a chairlift because I like flying couches because I'm fucking lazy. That's the thing. Is like these people, they're projecting this fake image to all of you out there, and they're trying to say that this is like, well, this is what you can do. And the other thing is like, I know I'm shitting on a lot of people right here. Like seeing Kevin ride right through an Avi path or an Avi blast zone at Whistler. Like my friend Tim up in Whistler was like, yo, check this out. He literally rode into an open blast area and was like, oh no, it's cool. You guys can go do it. Like that's the other thing is they blow out like secret spots and areas where you can get to things so that like the locals get pissed about it. Like I don't like it when secret areas on a mountain get blown out and so everyone can see it on YouTube. I get it. It happens. That is a fact of life. But what you don't see is the people like me or my friends that have to go in there. They're breaking branches so that they can make the path to get there. They're the ones that pack it in the early season and pack it back out so that there's a pack track. We're the ones that do all the work, and then these fucking glory hounds come in and like, this is fucking sick. Look at me. I found that. Like, fuck you. Fuck you, dude. Back in the day, we would have just taken you out back and beaten your ass, but now everyone's all politically correct, and you can't beat someone with a fucking rubber hose anymore. And it's so fucking stupid, and it's so fucking pointless. But like this whole influencer thing, it's like, like I constantly pick on the fact that I'm an influencer. Like I like to tell people, they're like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "I'm the original snowboard influencer." And they're like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "I don't even know anymore. I make videos and shit happens, and people buy stuff, and I make money, and I don't understand how I live. I literally don't. All I do is piss people off because my fucking opinions are so fucking strong. Because I'll live and die on my fucking hill of opinions. That's fine. I also know when to admit I was fucking wrong, which seems to be more rare these days because every time I just look at something, I'm like, that's a fucking bad idea. But it's like, it goes back to like Jimmy Fuckhouse and the shitty Amazon goggles, like the Outdoor Master goggles that I fucking obliterated. And it's like, dude, I called him out for Outdoor Master and now he's on to some other shitty ass Amazon company. Why? Because no real company wants to work with him, but he'll make his money selling fucking $20 goggles that are hunks of shit to people that are fucking stupid out there. And it's like, I can't believe that everyone, like society has just become this dumb and lazy. But then again, I don't have TV, so I don't watch these things. Like, I'm not sucked into the drama. Like, whenever I get an alert or like I'm going through the news feed on Facebook, because I check it for my stock stuff, and it'll be like, Kim Kardashian, I was like, delete block. Like, I'll just delete the whole source. I don't give a fuck about it. That's really what needs to happen. Like, why is it, if you look at mainstream snowboard media, so you got your Slush Magazine, Snowboard Mag is back, Method, stuff like that, they never mention any of these dumb fucks. I'm the only one that gets mentioned because for some reason I'm like this intermediary between the two generational gaps and stuff. I mean, I've been doing this for like 15 years for Angry and like 20 years online. And I've pissed literally everyone off at some point or another on there. But they get no acknowledgement. You want to know why? Because no real snowboarder gives a fuck what they have to say. Because they're not real snowboarders. At the end of the day, they would sell their fucking family out to make family vlogs. They don't care. They don't care about you. At the end of the day, I just want you guys to all be stoked on fucking snowboarding. Get the right product. I want good product to succeed. I want inferior product to fail. If a good company makes a shit product, I want to be able to call it out and have it fucking not sell so that they make a better product. So, because if they make a better product, it makes everything stronger for all of us. Like, I don't know. I just like, if anything, if I was a teenager in today's market, snowboarding and stuff, I really honestly would have to question if I'd even want to make videos for the internet because I'm just like, actually, I'd probably be on TikTok. Ugh. And, but yeah, this is it. So yeah, you guys got like the fucking longest rant. Basically, don't be a fucking influencer. Be real. Be a real snowboarder because there are people that snowboard and there are snowboarders. And unfortunately, right now, with the snowboarders of the internet, there are people that snowboard that have created a following and people think this is what it is. And it's like, no, maybe they got lucky. Maybe they bought their audience. Maybe they did whatever. But they're not real snowboarders. At the end of the day, they're just using you for whatever reason, and they're actually hindering your progression, which is funny because I actually have a top 5 coming out. It's either going to be next week or 2 weeks down the road, and it's the top 5 reasons why you're not progressing. So you can imagine where that's going to fucking go. So, yeah. Anyways, I should be taking you guys' questions. So I'm sorry for that rant. I hope that answered your question, Vincent. Let's move on. Okay, so we got Christopher Kelly asking thoughts on the 2022 Capita Black Snowboard of Death. Will it be as good as the 2021? It's different. They overhauled it. They beefed it back up, so it's more like the 2020 version where it was just like this board that was like, oh, you got to throw your weight into it. You got to drive hard. And it's just like, I am the Black Snowboard of Death, and I'm going to kill you. That's where the Mega Mercury comes in. It basically is that 2021 Black Snowboard of Death. Just, it's like Super DOA construction on a Mercury chassis with that 2021 Black Snowboard of Death. So, like, if you didn't get a 2021 Black Snowboard of Death, you should be looking at this year's Mega Mercury. So, yeah. Okay, where were we? I feel like I'm missing some stuff here. Okay. All right. Levi Lee, have you considered expanding to reviewing split boards or partnering with someone who would review splits? There's nobody who reviews multiple split boards, so impartial reviews are difficult to find. I hate split boarding. Literally gave away all my split board stuff. Like, just didn't even give a fuck. Like, brand new split board, gave it away. I don't have time for it. I am very fucking lazy. I want to ride a flying couch. I want to go ride for 4 hours max for a day and go home. Take a nap, get up, go to the gym, do a bunch of other shit. I don't want to spend 6 hours for one line. That's not me. With that said, I've talked to people about it, and talk's cheap. It's action that matters, but we've never been able to decide how we want to do it, and I'm okay with that. And maybe that's just something I never do. It's not my level of expertise, and there's other people out there, and maybe the market will create that. Maybe it won't. I don't know. It's not, I'm not going to lie and sit here and be like, oh, I know everything about split boards. I'm just sort of like, yeah, I know they exist. Not my cup of tea. I'm like, so, yeah. Okay. Rick Kinzer. Love the answer and the honesty. Let's give Rick a spin on the wheel. Slim Whitman's mom. All right. With that said, we're going to get the final Slim Whitman voicemail from Slim Whitman's cross-country tour here. So let's see what we got here.
I think this will be the last time I call you. Yes, the last time I ever call you. Because I haven't found you yet. You don't return my calls. I know you can see my number. I know you can see my number. You never call me back. Take control. Slim. Okay. I am now in Nebraska. I have left Florida. I have taken little Harold Fairhay, and I am headed west. I think this is west of Florida. I think this is west of Florida. I am heading to Copper Mountain, and I'm going to stay there. I'm going to pitch a tent. Pitch a tent, Avran, and I'm going to stay there, and I'm going to live me. And with me. I'm going to see the stars, and I know you'll get me.
I don't even know what he said. That was creepy as shit, though. Whew. Slim Whitman, everybody. Don't know where that creature crawled out from the primordial ooze, but my God, the amount of entertainment we've had over the last year or so with him. They, them, whatever they are. Anyways, okay. Sheldon Krieger with the super chat. Welcome back. Anybody else checking snow cams all summer? I haven't checked the snow cams in a while. Only when I think it's snowing up high at certain resorts will I check it because I just want to see. Like, I miss snow. I really, really miss snow, and this heat dome sucks. Fucking went outside and sweated today. I was like, ugh. Oh, you win nothing. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got J Sloth 4130 going back and forth between a Westmark Rocker 52 and the 54 mid-wide. Boots are a 9.5, but might end up in 10s. How much does grip tech impact width underfoot? You actually get like it's maybe about a half a centimeter more width, just because like the way the grip tech works, it comes back out right underfoot. I've ridden the regular and the mid-wide 54 because they used to have that back in the day, and with a size 10, and I never had a problem with it booting out. So I really wouldn't worry about it too much on the 54. Like a 10 is like literally on the cusp, and it comes down to what boot you have. I mean, you have a Burton with shrink tech that's actually going to have the shell imprint of a size 9, so you wouldn't need the mid-wide. But like you get something bulky like a Vans or a 32, yeah, you might need that mid-wide. So yeah. Ugh. Okay, we got Vanessa Vargas. Hi, Avran, 2 questions. 1, I'll be temporarily relocating to the East Coast from Mountain West. Should I buy the Yes, Hell Yes? And 2, thoughts on the Capita Birds of a Feather new size wide offerings. Yeah, Capita's offering wides now, which is like crazy. So okay. I think go with that Hell Yes, even if you're going to the East Coast. You're going to be able, you'll be thanking for the edge hold with the grip that it provides in there. With the Birds of a Feather, if you're looking for something a little more soft and playful, with it being a little bit wider now, solid choice. Okay. Igor K. Here goes for a rant. Thanks for the laugh, angry. Haha, 11 years warm-up lap. Yeah. Fuck, 11 years. Dude, just own the fact you're never going to be more than a low-level intermediate. I mean, who the fuck still rides with straight legs and pow? Fuck! Oh, you lose. Just like Kevin. Okay. Howdy, it's David. Best rant. Fuck, we missed this all summer. Yeah, well, this is what happens when I spend 5 weeks sitting in a cold or in a dark living room in my parents' house in Western New York with nothing to do and a dial-up Wi-Fi connection. Literally, my parents have dial-up Wi-Fi. Didn't even know that was a thing. But yeah, fuck. Oof. Got a lot of thoughts pent up in there. Remember to pray to the altar of snowboarding. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Where were we? Anyways, if you guys are just getting in here, you got questions, get them in the chat box. I'm going to try to answer them. Super chats, get a spin of the wheel. In the future, we will be giving away some big prize this month at some point, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, Cyborg Santa. Hey, mate, thanks for continuing the Stoke. Even though Australia is having an awesome season, we're in lockdown in the city, so no one is going anywhere. Yeah, I saw that. You guys are locked down. That's a fucking bummer. I'm really sorry that happened. I know a lot of people down in the Southern Hemisphere that are chomping at the bit that are just stuck. I mean, I appreciate that you guys are doing the right thing, trying to be good people. I appreciate that. As someone that is immune compromised, that did get the vaccine, that has been taking this seriously, thank you. I do mean that. Thank you. Now, if all these dumb fuck Americans that just, for whatever reason, suddenly are like, wait, what do you mean I'm sick? Oh my God, I'm dying. Would have just gotten the free fucking vaccine. Like, and I love all these anti-vax people, which is like 16 people in the world control all the anti-vax propaganda, are over here like, it's going to do all this. Like, let me explain something to people here. As a child of the 80s, when it comes to, oh, I'm not putting an experimental vaccine in me. Okay. Asbestos, lead paint. If you grew up anywhere in the Allegheny River Valley, you have 3M chemicals inside you, mainly Teflon, because they were pouring them into your water supply. Radon gas. I grew up about 25 miles from a nuclear test facility. All right. Love Canal. That was another one that we had in there. My parents are both Vietnam veterans, Agent Orange. I've been exposed to that. At this point, like, the amount of chemicals that I've breathed tuning people's equipment over the years because no one told me I should wear a respirator, and now everyone's like, you need to wear a respirator. I was like, I never wore one for the last 20 years. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, we have so many toxins already in our system. If this fucking vaccine takes 5 years off my life, I don't give a fuck. I live in the moment to begin with. I could die tomorrow. I mean, like, let's be real here. Do you wear a seatbelt when you drive? It's the same fucking concept, you know? It's like, I didn't get the vaccine for me. I got it so, like, I could go see people and not, like, worry about killing them. And now we got this fucking Delta variant out there. It's like, Jesus Christ, people. Like, if we all just do our part and not be selfish, shitty people, maybe we'll get through it. And I know there's going to be people that don't agree with what I'm saying here. That's fine. You don't like what I'm having to say, don't fucking argue with me, because I'm not going to argue with you. Just get the fuck out of here. I don't need you in my life. That's literally the stance that I'm taking on it. It's like, got a relative, didn't believe this thing was serious at all. Got coronavirus, had a serious case of it. Still hasn't recovered a couple months later. Now he's kind of like, oh, I guess this is kind of serious. The guy that taught me to snowboard, boarding Bob Crine here, died from it. Bob taught me how to snowboard when I was 15 years old. I've known Bob more than half my life. He died from it. I mean, that's a guy, he probably would have had another solid 15, 20 years. He's gone. Just gone. Dude literally taught me how to snowboard. Died. I mean, what more do you want me to say? We're not in the same boat. We're in the same fucking ocean. But you know what? Doesn't mean you got to make waves and try to knock other people's boats over. You don't have to be a dick. Like, and I'm a dick, and I say that. This shit pisses me off to no end. Like, the amount of my friends that are dealing with psychological problems from the trauma of this. No. Fuck it. Like, do your part. Do your part. You know, you don't need to be traveling across a couple continents to go snowboard, Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp. I mean, literally lied so he could get into the U.S. to go to summer camp, saying that he had to train. What are you training for, Kevin? To do a sloppy back fucking 3? Now he's off to Switzerland, to Zermatt? Fuck him. Fuck him. Him and TJ can go fuck themselves. When we went into lockdown, they just decided to cross country borders. They were like, oh, we're going here. Everyone fucking meet up. It's like, yo, like, we could have fucking beaten this thing already, but no, we're not. This is the shit that pisses me off to no fucking end. This is part of the reason why I went on vacation, because I needed a mental break, because I was literally suicidal. Like, someone that's had 23 head injuries like I have, I had to go get an MRI while I was in New York. And there's some weird shit going on in my head. It's not as bad as we thought, which is thank God. But yeah. So anyways, do your fucking part. Do the, like, at least do the basic minimum. Just wear a mask if you haven't been vaccinated. It's not that fucking hard. Fuck. Do I need to make a video of me, like, biking 30 miles with a fucking mask on at elevation? Because I'll do it. So just do your parts. Sorry. That's it. Like, I'm not going to be any more of an ass. I know someone's going to leave a comment and they can suck a fart out of my ass from this. So, yeah. Okay. Where were we? TT, Avran, you should relocate to the French Alps. Free like the Wild West and huge enough to avoid all the douches. I actually have family in France. That's where my family's from. I have family about 80 miles outside Paris over there. I've thought about it. This might be the way to go. Realistically, I really want to live in Japan, and they're not doing well over there. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So, okay. Caspian K, beautiful rant question. After an all-mountain freestyle carving board, Jones Aviator 2.0, good choice. Capita Merc, Mega Merc, no. Or something else. Current Quiver, Magic Carpet, Mind Expander, /. Jones Aviator 2.0, Telos DST, Karua Transition Finder, and to an extent, the Amplid Safari. I think it's the Safari. It might be the Holy Grail. I kind of confused those two. So, anyways, yeah. Those are your options right there. So yeah. This is a funny question. S2000 guy. Is it weird that I have no interest in riding anything that's not volume shifted? I just feel it's much more fun. No, dude, if you're having more fun on it and you're progressing as a rider and you're competent with what you're doing and you just enjoy it, fucking own it, man. Go for it. It's not like you're riding some bullshit Gilson with step-ons and LED lights, because I'd have to call you out. But volume shift works because, I mean, you're essentially taking that length and getting the same surface area because you're shortening it up with that width in there. Like, I own 2 volume shifted boards. I have a Telos Backslash and I have a K2 Cool Beam. I love both of them. They have their place. But there's times where I sometimes want to ride just a more traditional shaped board. And so I do. Actually, I take that back. I've got 3 volume shifted boards. I forgot. I've got that Marhar Lumberjack as well, too. So I got 3. I got 3 of them. But they have their place. They're fun. They're great. Like, we really are at a great point. I think we're truthfully in the golden age of snowboard technology. Like, you have to really strive to make a shitty snowboard these days. Like, you have to go out of your way. So, yeah. Okay, Phil Wall. I want to learn how to butter and thought the villain would be a good choice to learn on. If not, what would you suggest? Also, I don't want a reverse camber board. Rather than the villain, check out the Sleepwalker. A little bit softer, a little more playful, similar camber profile to it, if not even the Craft. But I think the Sleepwalker is just a little bit more buttery in the tip and the tail than the villain. The villain's just got a little more snap to it. Otherwise, if you can find last year's, so the 2020, 2021 Capita Indoor Survival, that board is super buttery in the tips. Or you could also check out the Telos Adit, which is Camber. They have a reverse, but you can get the Camber version. I've never locked in so well on a nose butter on that thing, like sideways, just flexing it, and it just holds. So there you go. All right. Francois Seguin, pre-order day, Black Snowboard to Death 2022. 57 wide, have high hopes. If you're looking for a board for hauling ass and laying trenches, you did good, bud. Ooh, person under you gets entered into a future prize draw giveaway, which we haven't gotten one of these, and that is Igor K. So put that down. So yeah, just so everyone knows, we will be doing a future prize drawing. So your name gets put in the boot, which I don't know if you can see, but there's like tons of names in here. So yeah, we're going to do a future prize drawing with that. I'd say there's probably like 500 different names in there. So yeah. No. Okay, yeah, what? A friend gifted me a Solomon Super 8 154. I'm a little over the weight limit on the board, like 10 pounds over the 165 limit on the Solomon website. Is it going to make the board unrideable? No, God, no. Dude, that board's actually stiffer than people think. I've ridden the 54 with like 40 pounds over the weight limit, max weight limit on it. You're fine. Go rip it. That board is sick. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Okay. We got J-Raz. Hi, all. Hoping for an awesome season. Got my copper pass and my vax. See you this winter. All right. See her up there ripping on her Karua Cafe Racer. because she's a badass. Oh, and the person under you gets entered, which is S2000 guy. So we're getting people in that future raffle, prize draw, whatever thing that we got coming up at some point here in the future. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Rick Kinzer. Been riding the Super Pig. 510, 265. Think my board was too much. What board would you recommend to ride Crystal and Baker and Hood? Got out like 10 times last year. Work a lot. God, that coastal snow is so much heavier. I mean, if you think the Super Pig was too much, let's see. Well, probably bump you to like a ride algorithm, maybe a wildlife from ride. That might be a little more stiff than you want, so the algorithm would be really good. Otherwise, the new Jones Ultra flagship is fucking phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal. If I lived back up at Stevens Pass, I would ride that board just because they put these dampening plates in there right underfoot, and it just changes the ride so much in there. Super worth it. That would be one I would look at. You might like the GNU Banked Country, the new one that's coming out. If you were looking at Solomon, I think you would probably want like that Super 8, maybe a Speedway, even though they discontinued it, or they're discontinuing it. I can't remember. I think they discontinued it. They were going to do it this year, and then they discontinued it. That would be one. Even a Jones hovercraft would probably be good for you up there. Not the Ultracraft, but just the regular hovercraft. Let's see what else. Oh, actually, K2 Excavator as well. That board's phenomenal too. Great board for just pushing through that heavy chunder you guys get up there. Yeah. So. Fire cures all. Just don't start forest fires. Never start forest fires. TT. Arbor Westmark still the same great ride. The Camber model fun enough, or does the rocker model have enough bite? I like the rocker model more. It's a little more loose in the tips, but you steer it underfoot. It's like riding a skateboard with loose trucks, which is really fun. And you can still rail a turn on it. You just change that dynamic of trying to drive it out at the tips to bringing it back underfoot. Every time I've ridden the Camber model, it's okay, but it kind of lacks that playfulness that the rocker version has. So yeah. All right, so I'm getting a bunch of different boot questions. So I'm going to tell you guys the same thing I tell everyone. The best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. You need to go try on a bunch of different boots, figure out what works, what doesn't. If you're really questioning how they fit, there is the Boot Fitting 101 series on this channel. It is a bunch of old videos. I'm working on redoing them, but it will teach you how to get a more optimal boot fit. Just remember that. Like, me recommending a boot when I'm not looking at your foot means fuck all. And if anyone recommends a boot to you without looking at your foot, sizing you up, understanding how your arch sits in there, they're a fucking idiot. They are a fucking idiot. So, okay. Tyler Dahl, thoughts on the general public? They make a snowboard. I mean, here's the thing, like Sexton's company there, I can't even remember the name of it right now because I'm brain farting it, but I know that the model is the general public. Every one of my friends' shops that have carried them could not sell those boards. Like, cool, Sexton has a company, but at the end of the day, it's just another fucking brand. They have weird side cuts too. Like, I've looked at that and I'm just like, but I've never ridden one. So they could be good, could not. I don't know. I love this statement from Vincent Du. Japan Pow. Besides the xenophobic culture, truly stressful jobs, and the mountains of skeletons, great country. I don't have to deal with any of that shit, man. I'm like, show up. I expect them to pick on me for being white. I pick on me for being white. I don't give a fuck. Look at me, man. Like, this is as dark as I get. I'm fucking transparent. Like, I'm pretty sure I could lean up against that white wall and just disappear. Okay. Vladislav, is the Never Summer worth the money? I'm on a new headspace now. I'm thinking about the new Never Summer hammer, and what do you think about their triple camber tech? It's not worth the money. You're actually paying for an inferior built board. And here's why. Carbonium top sheets, rental board top sheets. Okay. They literally had to do triple camber. So they added camber to the rocker camber. Why don't you just fucking make camber, dude? You made camber before. The market is shifting back to camber. Make fucking camber. Okay. Oh, we got that 3-year warranty in our boards. Let me explain something to you about their 3-year warranty. Yeah, cool. They actually have a guy there that'll fix your shit when it breaks. That's cool. Cut it open, replace the core if something broke, shit like that. You know, stone grind it, slap some more fucking epoxy in it. They're heavy, like extra heavy because they use a lot of fucking epoxy. They have older fiberglass in them, rental board top sheets, thicker cores. Which, here's the funny thing. If you don't get something with a black base from them, if you get one of those colored bases, they tend to rip easier. The P-Tex rips easier. Always has. When I did product testing for Never Summer, 7 to 9 boards I would break. I haven't broken a board in the last 5 years. I've hit rocks. I've hit trees. I've ridden across parking lots. I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't break boards. They're not as durable as people think they are. Now, they're durable to the average person that goes 5-10 days a year. But paying more, you're paying more for less. I'm sorry. It's like, why would I buy a Pinto when I could buy a fucking Mustang? Sorry. You know, like that's where it's at. Like, you pay for what you get, and with them you pay for more to get less. So, no. Okay, here's a good one from White Slide. Found a 2018 and 19 Arbor Westmark and draft for sale, new with good prices. Has the tech changed much from them to now? No, buy them. Just buy them. If you can get a good price, take it. Just do it. Okay. Devin Laprath. What do you think for either a POW Charger board or a POW Party board? We'll be riding in northern Idaho, 6'2", 160 pounds, size 10.5, super hyped for this winter. I would get a POW Party board, something kind of like in between, rather than a POW Charger. Although you do have heavier snow up there in Idaho, even though it's lighter than Washington, Oregon, because you're more in. This is what I would look at. So I'd try to find something that like complements both. So the new K2 Special Effect, that's a good board, right? Amplid, Aloha Vibes, Ride Super Pig, Rome Ravine Select, GNU Gremlin. But if you don't want the Gremlin, you could always check out one of the Orcas from LibTech instead, if you really wanted to go that route. Let's see. Brain farting right now. Or check out Endeavor. See if you can find a Maverick or an Archetype in your size, which would be like the 57. Endeavor's been blowing their stuff out at like 60% off. So if you can find one in your size, fuck yeah, do it. Like, those would be all great boards for up there in northern Idaho. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got a super chat. Where is it? Let's see. From Jones Altitude, question in the chat. Cheers. Where is the question? That's what I'm looking for. Where are we? Looking for it. Here it is. Looking to check out 3D or other shape scheme board, but I'm a true Sasquatch, size 13 boots and need a wide. Anything to check out for 2022? So, what was size 13? You're looking for 3D. There are some Burtons that you can fit on. I just don't know the names of them because I'm really bad with that. Otherwise, you need to go look at some of the Amplid boards because they have some cool 3D shaping in there. And I know that Jones has some wider stuff with that 3D shaping in there as well. You can also fit on the K2 special effect. That thing's wide enough. I know that for a fact. I think even the excavator to a point, but that doesn't have 3D shaping in it. What else is out there with 3D shaping? Oh, Battalion makes some wide stuff too. So like that Camel 2, super solid board. Love the Camel 2, the Camel Toe. There's the Surfer. And even if you wanted to go twin, you could do the Magic Carpet to an extent because I think it's like 27 right underfoot, 28, something like that. So yeah, but let's give you a spin of the wheel, sir. Well, there you go, sir. You won a medium sticker pack. All you got to do is email angrysnowboarder at gmail.com. I'll get that in the mail to you. All right, so been here an hour and a half. Going to take a few more questions. I think we'll go for 2 hours today, maybe, give or take. Either 15 minutes or another half hour. So get those questions if you're just tuning in. I'm going to try to answer them. Super Chats, get a spin of the wheel. I'll probably go on another rant. I don't know. I'm fucking angry. So let's see. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay. Okay, what else we got here? All right. Jesse S., have you ridden at Bogus Basin in Boise, Idaho? If so, thoughts on the resort? I haven't, but I got a bunch of friends that live up there. And honestly, before the pandemic, I was actually going to go up and visit them and go ride and check that out. And I wanted to go to the CDI Invitational and hang out with the Dinos guys and shit. Just didn't happen. I know it's a weird place. It's just so weird. Like, there's things that I absolutely like about it, and then there's other things where I'm like, I can't do this. I feel bad for all the Californians moving there, though, on you guys. Oof, it's rough. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Rad Kings, any volume shifted boards for 2022 that blew you away? I really liked the Amplid Aloha vibes. That was cool. The new special effect from K2 is really, really solid. I will be getting on the new War Pig probably November. Ride just wasn't able to get me some stuff, unfortunately. And I'm supposed to get on the new niche Pyre at some point, which I really liked the Pyre in the past, but it's moved factory, so I'm going to be really curious how that's going to ride. What else was out there that was volume shifted? I rode a lot of shit last year. I mean, a lot of boards. I think I rode 133 days, and of that 133 days, 130 I rode on someone else's equipment for reviews. So there's that. Backslash is always good to get on from Telos. That thing's just always fun. Can't really fault that board. Really like the Gremlin, and I know it was like a limited release, but it's out there. The Gremlin is actually really cool too from GNU. So, all right. Vanessa Vargas, has the War Pig been updated for 2022? Yes. So they changed the sidewall construction in it, and I think they changed the top sheet, like epoxy or something. It's supposed to be a little more durable. At least that's kind of what I was told. My friend Bernie up at Powder Tools in Steamboat actually had one and said it was way better than the current one. And so I've known Bernie for as long as I've lived in Colorado, so that's like 16, 17 years. And Bernie's a lot like me, so when he says something, I tend to listen to him and be like, oh, okay. I get where he's coming from. So, yeah. Also, if you're ever in Steamboat, you should go to Powder Tools. Like, seriously. Curtis, Bernie, Thunder Cheeks, Carl, all great people. Like, love going in that shop. Such a good shop. Definitely swing in. Check them out. So, yeah. Horatio Nachito, do you know why Telos took the ride and seek off the website? Yeah, they changed its name. Or they sold out. I can't remember. I think they're changing the name of it to something else though. Well, oh yeah, because they added the Caldera and they added 2 other swallowtails. So there's some stuff going on there. I pretty much wrote the whole Telos line again, so there'll be reviews for that. Yellow backpack guy, spin for Slim. Do not encourage him. He could be listening to us. Nope. Is my connection good? I'm getting a notification my connection's bad, but I don't think it's bad. Okay. All right. Well, anyways. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Spin for Slim. Sorry. Fire cures all. Sorry for that pause. I'm just getting a notification. It's saying the connection's bad, but I don't think it actually is. Okay. So we got Frankie Wild. Yo. Thank you for all the effort you put into the channel. Love your vids. My question is, how's the snowboard scene doing? We getting back to some originality, or is it just OSBS? I think we're fine. We're doing our thing. We're good. Snowboarding's actually, in a lot of regards, better than where it's been. So, yeah. So, all right. Kevin Spilly, how much do you want for your private phone number? Well, I pay Verizon about $140 every month to keep my private phone number. If you want my private phone number, it's going to cost you a lot of money. I mean, a lot. Person above you gets entered. So that's Jason is getting entered into a future giveaway. So, all right, that's going in the boot. Let's see, where were we? Okay, let's see. We got Joseph Bernard. Any thoughts on the Evo season stuff? Really sweet looking swallowtail. Buy a fucking nitro. That's basically what it is. Really don't give a shit about that stuff. It's not like I'm ever gonna fucking ride it because Evo just doesn't give a fuck. They'd rather send it to James Beastie, but I already talked about that in this. So yeah. So okay. All right. Anyways, if you guys got questions, get them in the chat box. I'm going to try to fucking answer them. Make sure you guys are good to go and stuff. We got a few more minutes before I wind down here and go run off and eat some fucking crab rangoons or something. Actually, I got to go take my dog out. She's kind of pissy with me right now. Rick Kinzer, heliboarding. How good do you really need to be? So here's the thing about heliboarding. They will only take the group to the terrain that the weakest rider can handle. So if you're the weakest rider, everyone else in that group is paying the same amount to ride what you think is the gnarliest for you. So be aware of that. Realistically, you should be competent. You should know how to stop. You should know how to turn. You should know how to ride powder. You should know how to understand terrain. Like, if you're a solid intermediate, you could probably actually handle it. And just be honest when you fill out the paperwork and be like, hey, I'm a solid intermediate, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I actually tend to, depending what situation I'm in, I always just say that I'm a little bit lower level than I am. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm here. This is it. I'm comfortable with this, and this. And I let them kind of lead the way and guide me to what I need to do. Slim Whitman's mom. All right. Okay. Okay, Horatio Nachita. Sorry if you already answered this. Opinion on the Storm Wolf. So the Storm Wolf is basically like the lone wolf and the Storm Chaser had a baby, and it popped out like this fat little stumpy, semi-stumpy fucking board. It's stiffer than I thought it was going to be. It's realistically like a powder missile that rolls from edge to edge. You're a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, so that you should be able to read the early review on there, because I think I put that up, like, I don't know, last month. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, looks like you guys are calming down with questions. So let's get the last round of questions in. Super Chats, get a spin of the wheel. I'm going to dip out of here pretty soon. I got some stuff I got to take care of. Plus, I got to edit the K2 reviews for you guys. So far, Amplid, Capita, Jones, Karua, Camber. I feel like I'm missing something else. There's another brand, but maybe I'm not. Those are all done. They're actually already uploaded. I just got to make them live. September 15th, all reviews will start going live. I think I'm going to do like 1 a day or 2 a day, something like that. So you guys will be able to do that. I'm going to put all the money reviews that everyone's been demanding up first, obviously, so everyone can be like, oh, okay. So, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, God. Gable Stapler 19. Widest boot brand made. I'm bordering on 5Es. Oh, my God. That's a fucking wide boot. Ride will make a custom boot for you. Or they did. But I don't know if it'll be the widest. What you really should probably be looking for is a Burton Japan boot. Or a Flux Japan. Specifically Japanese models. For some reason, Japanese models are the widest boots out there. So you need to look for those. So like 32 specifically makes the Japanese models. So does Burton. Flux does as well. Those will tend to be wider. I don't know if they'll be 5E. You're going to be doing some custom work for you there. Ugh. So. Okay. Well, anyways, guys, I think we're winding it down. We're going to call it a day. The connection's being wonky. I want to get out of here. I got stuff to do. So thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here, you want to support me and help support snowboarding, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here. I've got a video over there that explains it. And as always, I've been your host, David LeFeber, and I'll see you guys in another video.